G'day guys, how are we? Hope we're all doing well. Pick some locks and you know it. Don't forget to even hashtag it. Keep it bloody legal. So, you have keys and keys and keys. And if you're like me and you do a bit of key cutting, you know, it helps to have a way to be able to decode your keys. It could be that you want to cut one to code using space and depth keys. It could be that you want to know what the pinning order is. So if you're pinning up, say, 5 locks to the one key, so they all run off the one key, and you want to know what the pinning actually is for that key. There's ways you can go about doing it. You can actually, you know, download apps that can do it, but they're not really that accurate. To be honest with you, they're not as accurate as an actual gauge. And I have one just here. This is what I'm actually going to be reviewing today, which is the Pro-Lok. L-O-K. This, even though it says Schlage on it, this actually does Schlage, Quickset, and Lockwood. And there's a slight variation with the Schlage key and the Lockwood key to how you actually go about decoding it using this here. But it goes from 0 cuts all the way down to 9, and in 0.5 increments, so it all steps down. But, you know, not all keys are like these ones I've got here, which are all for Schlages, which actually have the key code, the actual cuts marked on the keys. These ones actually do, for some silly reason. They're all stamped with the actual key code on it, which, you know, it's all well and good for locksmiths to be able to go and cut one. But if you're, you know, a pen tester or something like that, you see someone's keys sitting out there like that with the code on it, just snap a photo of that, make sure you get the code in it. Don't even have to decode it, you just go, oh yep, they're the numbers for the cuts, cut one and you've got a key to their joint. You know, but if you don't have that, you can actually, you know, decode using one of these. And I actually use this quite a bloody lot to decode keys that I have. Now, as I said, there is a slight difference between the Schlages and the Lockwoods to when you actually use this, how you actually read what cuts they are. So, Schlage, let's take this one here. So, it's got our key code on it, which is 67839. So, our very first cut here will be a 6, and you can check that by putting it into the actual key decoder here. And you slide it all the way across, keeping it nice and flat. I'm trying to do this so you can see it in the camera. So I'm going to go first cut, keep him all the way across, and he stops right there. Helps because I'm left-handed. He stops right there in the 6, so that's where he sits, right in the number 6 there. So we know that's a 6 cut. Then you go to the next one. That's a 7 cut. We know that is because you can tell by the numbers on there, and you just go through decoding your key with the actual depths. Now, when it comes to Schlages, they will actually go to the correct number spot, so the flat spot under each number here. But when it comes to Lockwoods, there is a slight variation in the actual depths, the actual depth of the cut. But you can actually decode it using the Schlage one here. All we're going to be doing, the only difference is, and I've got some Lockwood keys here, is, and I actually tested this by using my space and depth keys, which I know are all cut to the exact right depth. But same thing, put him in, slide him all the way across until he stops. The only difference with these is it will actually stop before the number. So you may think that's a 4 cut, but it's actually a 5 cut when you use the Lockwood keys. So it stops on that notch just before the actual number. So we know that, you know, with the Schlage that we would say is a 4 cut, but with the Lockwood it's actually a 5. We go through to the next one, which is a 0. 0 cut. We can go through to 3 cut and actually decode it that way. And I actually tested that by using the space and depth keys just to, you know, double check the difference. So the 0 cut sits in the 0, you know, the one cut. So it's just before the one. So, you know, that's the only slight difference with this. But, you know, for a little tool that you can actually use to decode 2 types of keys, even 3 types of keys, you know, it is bloody worth its weight in gold. It really does come in handy. And I've used it quite a lot, because then if I have a key such as this one here, you know, and I actually want to cut to code or something like that, you know, say the key broke, I want to be able to work out what the code of the key was to be able to cut it to code. I can actually use this to measure out, work out what each one of my cuts are, and then I can use my space and depth keys to actually, you know, cut the key to code, using a poor man's code cutter, I should say. But there we go. You know, for an awesome little tool, you know, it really is bloody handy. I cannot tell you how much it actually is handy in decoding keys. And for a Schlage one, it does Lockwoods and quicksets. You know, 3 for the price of 1. Why not? And if you actually didn't know that does the Lockwoods, the Schlage ones for over in the States, well, now you do, for our ones here. So anyway, this little nifty tool you can actually get from locksmithstoolbox.com. That's where I got this one from, and you can pick it up for $22 Australian. That's including GST. So $22 to be able to decode keys. This is freaking handy to have. Stainless steel, you know, it is durable. It is, you know, you're not going to wreck this anytime soon, like the plastic ones that you can break. You know, this thing will actually last you a bloody long time, and it sits with my key cutting equipment all the time, so I can decode a key on the fly and then actually cut one to code. So $22 for a way to actually decode 3 types of keys. You might as well bloody get one. It really will come in handy. So as always follow the codes, keep Locksport legal. You know it, don't do anything bloody stupid. Don't forget, come and join us on Discord, the Extraordinary League of Pickers. The link's in the description down below. Don't forget, if you're looking for great equipment at very affordable and competitive prices, like the little Pro-Lok Key Decoder just here, you can get that at locksmithstoolbox.com. There's a link to them in the description down below as well. I actually got this when I'm practicing teaching myself and practicing with it to decode keys by sight. Just by looking, after a while of looking at a key, you can kind of work out what the cuts are. Once you study them close enough and you work it out and, you know, try and memorise, you can get pretty good to be able to decode these in your head just by looking at the cuts on the key. You can get a rough idea of what actually, you know, you get pretty good with it. So, yeah, get that at locksmithstoolbox.com. Don't forget, if you're looking for some bloody doubt merch, you can get that at Teespring. There's a link to that in the description down below as well. Don't forget, if you want to get in contact with me, contact me through any of the social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where I'll put up, you know, post photos and what's going on in the background here. Or you can send me an email at darkartslockpicking@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. And if you like what you see, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Really do bloody appreciate it. And until next time, cheers, guys.